So the recording has been started, so luckily I didn't forget that part. Welcome everybody on this training webinar. Some of you guys might just had attend the excellent training about Google AdWords, mobile Google AdWords from Stephanie. And I personally, I think it's a good strategy to start off with getting some leads for a certain amount. Which of you guys did attend that meeting? Can you type in the chat box if some of you guys attended that meeting? Yeah, it was great. Yes. There will be a replay. See, so I know the time changed a little bit because also of this webinar and other things, but I do think it was really good. So today, how many of you guys were on my first webinar and learned me about a little bit why I do pay-per-call? And I see a lot of yeses. Did some of you guys did not see the first webinar? Type in no. Otherwise, I can skip the introduction. Okay, I still see no's. Okay. So my background. So I'm 49 years old, and I do a lot of offline marketing. I manage quite a bit of multiple business. I think around 50 at the moment, and I have. So now since June, I manage more than 1 million in Google AdWords. So that's my specialty. When I speak with a local business and they ask me what are you doing, I said I help local business to make money, and I can do that pretty up anyway for related to internet marketing. All USA clients, actually, yes, they are. And I don't know why, because I could also target other areas, but you start somewhere and that get expanded, and they find you. So I think that's the reason. I also think that USA companies are more willing to spend money on internet. I think they have more commercial feeling. I come from the Netherlands. I do think there's a little bit not so known, those Google AdWords ads and those payments. I think in the USA they are more open to that. So Amazon, Apple, and all those companies, they are from the USA. It's more known. That's what I feel. But it went that way. I didn't plan that way. So in 2004, I moved with my family from the Netherlands to the States. They were very young. We didn't have a lot of luggage. So they grew up pretty well. So my son and daughter, Stefan. My daughter Laura, here with the number 20 in the middle. She wanted to play volleyball beginning of the school year. So that's about 8 months ago, and she couldn't hit a ball. And her drive and motivation was so strong that she was able to joining the school team, and now she joins a really professional team, which she trains a couple of days per week, and now she's actually to Orlando, which is 4-hour drive from here, for a professional volleyball tournament, which takes a couple of days, and only the best. Now, I'm not saying from the States, but almost they are playing over there. So she was able, as 12 years old, to become one of the best in her age. And then my son Stefan, he really likes fishing, and it used to be that a lot of fishes in the ocean, but that's not anymore. But he really wanted to do that, and it was already almost on the way back when we when we go back to the coast, and he was the only one who catch a big fish, and I was already sitting in a corner and say, yeah, sorry, but he keeps motivated and he wanted to catch the big fish, and he got it, and he played tuba. I'm not musical, my wife's not musical, but he really got into it, and he went to West Palm Beach in a big consortium to play he was the second best of the of the of the West Palm Beach of his age, and also he's in middle school, and I really didn't know that exists, but there is something in the States like straight A's, and he got it because he had only straight A's at school, and mostly because he performed so consistently. He made his homework, he stayed on target, and he didn't have a weak moment. And I was not able at that age, I can tell you that. So my wife, Enrica, she runs a local business where, I learned also how to operate a local business. And we have a lab where we provide clinical lab testing. And last month in April, we were the highest revenue from all the locations, and there are more than 125. So what I want to point out, okay, and it is my work, having quality scores of 10 with Google AdWords is pretty amazing if you know how it is connected to a desktop website, not a mobile website. It's you hardly see that you can have this quality score from 10, and how higher those are, how lower you pay for each click. So back last year in November, I decided that I want to succeed and to invest, and signed up for a marketing event with Mark Helton, with how many students we are. I think we were two groups of 12 or so, and we will get hooked up for 2 members for about 10 days, and they really trained us how to do internet marketing, and I learned a lot. And I actually met Brian Anderson. So if you are in local marketing, you want to learn more about Brian Anderson, he's really he knows his stuff. He's very reasonable. I have at least a weekly contact with him about stuff, and all his products are high value, have high value. And Tina and Trish, I learned them actually. I knew from them, but I never met them. And what the most astonishing was, they really care about their members, and that is what I appreciated. So if you speak about, are you willing to promote this or that, and the first question they ask, how can my members benefit from it? And that is, I think, that is what your attitude needs to be. So here Brian Ross, he's the owner of JV Zoo. He's a cool guy, has a good heart, and is always willing to help. Mike Lance, he runs the Warrior Forum. I met him now 4 times now, and we really became having a good contact about promoting and how you should do it and what he's doing. So he's a very cool guy too. Meyer Brown is the partner of Brian Anderson. They run a local business. He just had a big event, and also he does events in Fort Lauderdale. He lives in Miami. Mike Filsame, I met him actually in Orlando, I think now a couple of weeks ago. And I heard about him, and I got his products, but never met him and never had contact. So I shared what I'm doing, and he was really interested, and he shared his personal information with me to to do something together. So even I think big marketers are open for good content and good products. And the point what I wanted to point out is networking is very important for the next level. Either so you guys all have access to the Facebook group, and there are actually very qualitative, high-end people in our group. So if you try to hook them, you share your success, you share your question, you share your knowledge, and you all put some questions. That will help you for the next set, I'm sure. So you saw how my daughter, my son, and my wife, and myself can achieve goals, and there's no reason why you can't. So the trick is to take action, and the trick is that you stay on target, and that you try to set a goal and achieve them. So this brings me to the next part of the training session, and that is invoicing. So last time we went over setting up tracking numbers, and now today I want to go over invoicing. So let me set that screen up. 1 second, please. Share screen. Do you guys see now all the lead tracker jack? Do I have the right screen now? Okay, good. Thank you for the feedback. So last time we learned how to set up the phone numbers. So you go to new tracking numbers, and you can assign them to any company and order the number. And in the meantime, we added some new features. Some need them, some not. So now if you order some trackage numbers and you want to move them to round robin, that is also now updated in the software. And you also can, if you have set up a campaign, if you have ordered a number and you want to move them to another campaign, if there are more, you can move them to another campaign too. So it's very flexible. You don't need to stick to that one number is one company. You can move them to either to round robin, or you can move them to another campaign. So that is added since the last call. But today I wanted to cover invoicing. So first starts with the logic. You set up the trackage number, you get those calls in from the whatever you use, YouTube, Google AdWords, Craigslist. Then from those calls you set up a filter how you need to count them as leads. And in this example, the minimum duration is 30 seconds, and I only want to show you the phone numbers. So this generates the leads which I want to have the client invoiced. So now I go from calls to leads, and now I'm going to invoicing. So you can, and invoicing, you want to go first over settings. And settings, you can select a template, which you can set up here. You can set up how those emails get sent, in my case Bluehost. You can select how often you want to create the invoice automatically. So you can do daily, weekly, monthly. I like weekly. Then you can send, if you want to send them automatically, or you want to have them sent manually. So in the beginning I think you want to do it manually to review the invoice. But once the system is set up, you can enable automatically. And then you can set, do you want to get paid pay per lead or pay per minute? So most do pay per lead. You can select your currency, the amount, and you can also select how many free leads you want to offer. And if you go to all the calls, you can even select one more time which tags to exclude. So this will generate those invoices, those settings. But you can also have those manually created. So in create invoice, you can set a date range. And because all goes automatically in this, I only have from the last couple of days. So you can select the date range and then click on generate invoice. And this will, today is the 18th, generate that invoice and have your logo, your user information, your business information, your name, and then the company, the customer phone number, the date, the duration, the tag, and amount. So the first two calls were for free, and the third call and more we get paid, and that's the total. So so this will this is how the invoice looks like, and this is how the invoice get created. So I might went a little bit too fast. Now that we don't have tax settings, Richard, can I schedule invoice creating? Yes, you can in settings. You can select how those invoices get created, daily, weekly, monthly, or not. You can do it manually, but I like that weekly. Thanks, Sai. Good setup. So and then you have the option if you want to send them automatically or you want to send them out, manually. So in the beginning, you want to go over the invoices and review them, and once everything is set up works, you can send those automatically. Is this so far clear, those steps of invoicing? So what are the tags used for? So if you go to the calls, you can assign them to a certain name. So if you go to manage tags, you see those? Those you can add a new tag or you can add an existing one. So in the default you have new customer access, customer appointment, directions, so you can list to the call, so you have your VA list to the calls, and you can have other tags and tag added to the call, and depending on how your filter setting is or your lead setting is, you can count them as a lead, and you can also exclude certain tags from your invoice. So that will help you to clean up the lead tracking and the invoicing to have only good leads shown on the invoice. Does that answer your question about tags? So if you go to calls, you can select those tags. In leads, you have another possibility to select the tags if you listen to the call, and even in invoices you can okay, this is not the call, so you do it in leads and calls. Okay, can I integrate this with my accounting software so it tracks property? Now it does at the moment doesn't have that integration. Where did you logo on the invoice link from? Okay, so in my account you can upload your own business logo and it will get used on the invoice. You want to make sure the logo is not bigger than 250. You choose the file and you press update. Then the logo get uploaded and used on the invoice. Where did you? Okay, where is the tax setting? No, there is no tax setting. So probably I think I said tag instead of tax. So that's my pronunciation. Hi John, you are good. And then so there's no text setting. Configure to run each sun at midnight. I don't think we have a time zone. I think I have to check when the crone is running, but probably it's around the mid. It runs so it runs after midnight from the previous day. So that's if you do daily. So the next day of the previous day, week or month. How far will it track existing customers? So far you will never lose customers. So they will all, as long as you are a member, you will have access to all the calls. Where do you put the client's email? So if you go to invoicing settings, here you can see where you send the email to, and this is for a certain company. And if you do edit, here are all the information from that company. So there are two places where you can enter the company information. Yes, so if the recording goes fine, the replay will be in the members area. Is there a way to suspend an account if they did not pay? So there are two. So suspend an account, you mean that he doesn't get charged anymore. So I would not send him keep sending him calls if that answers your question. So I think I covered most of the questions. Correct. But if you see you have those new trackage numbers of all trackage numbers, you can do anything with those trackage numbers. You can, the destination number, what is listed here, you have control where you send that call to. If you do edit, it goes to that company, but you can easily select another company for that trackage number or have another destination number. So you are in control. So that is very good to remember. All what you do, you want to use trackage numbers, and that keeps you in control. Okay, Doc, I might need you for the replay. Yes. So if you don't do, if you go back to, you can track if an invoice is paid or not paid, if you have not automatic billing on, and here on pending invoice, you can send invoice here. So you can click on those. So then the email gets sent. Can you use one trackage number for two or more COs, companies? Okay. Yes, in principle you can do. You have those round robin thing. One tracking number, you can assign multiple companies, multiple campaigns, and you can activate them and pause them. So if you say in the beginning, I don't know where my who ended my company, but I want to send them a couple of calls, you can do it with the round robin and see what works when you get a client. And once you get a client, you can say, okay, you pay me for unique. You only get those leads, and you can pause those other companies. Hi Kerry. So does that answer your question about those single and multiple companies? Yes, you can send an email to multiple emails. So if you go back to invoice settings, here you can enter multiple emails and have the invoice sent to to those emails. Can you accept credit card payments or PayPal? Can you bill them with PayPal? So at the moment, from you to your client, you can only use PayPal at the moment. So they don't need a PayPal account to pay with a credit card. They can go into PayPal and pay. Oh, they don't need. I think when you go to PayPal, I think they can use a credit card to pay. So I cannot show you, but I think that's how it works. But an automatic payment which you can set up with PayPal so they get automatically billed, that is not integrated yet, but they can pay with credit card in PayPal. So see if I missed more questions. Now there is no charge for you to listen back to the call. So those are available to you for your use. So I think I answered those questions. So let me go back to, oh, we don't need this one. I think I logged myself out. So go back. Let's go back to invoices, because in the beginning I had a lot of questions about that. So that you know, you said the program created the invoices, but actually there were some errors on it. So let's say I offer them 2 free leads. I don't think they will have so much, but I think the last call, there shouldn't be in a charge one. So what you can do is you can delete that invoice. And then you say, are you sure you want to delete it? Okay. So then it goes back to regenerate invoice, and that invoice will be just deleted. You can add it now. Add it, and you see those 3 calls listed. Okay, and let's say I didn't mean that the second this one was really, either you give them another tag which you can exclude, or you can delete the call. So let's delete that call. It's only get deleted as call. It doesn't get deleted as and then when you want to go to regenerate, you can regenerate again that call of that invoice. Sorry. So if you see that it's gone now, and regenerate that invoice. The old version is listed as 01, and the new version has only 2 calls on it. So if you see mistakes on the invoice and you haven't sent it out, you can create new ones by deleting it, go to regenerate, add it, and create a new one, in case you need to do that. Yeah, Chris, I will, after the webinar, I will look up your email and I will answer it. Can lead to drag work in non-English countries? It depends what you define as work. It doesn't have a translator, but the software itself works in any country as long as there are trackage numbers, or if if you want to target United States but you don't live in the United States, it's still possible. Does that answer your question, Remus, or not sure about your question? Do we need a special type of PayPal account? No, you do not need a special type of PayPal account, but if you go for automatic payment, you need to send PayPal a notification that you want to have a kind of linking in it. Does your software send out an invoice payment reminder, or that is not programmed yet? But we provide that you can keep track which are paid or not paid. What are the email types? You can select it in the settings. So actually, if you go to email, you can create your own email templates, and there are some default ones in it. Either you can edit an existing one, or you can create a new template. So let's edit this one, and it use tokens. So if you want to use those tokens, which you can insert in the body, and then you can also say, thanks, Jack Altman, and then it saves a template, and once the email gets sent out, and if you go to invoicing, invoice settings, you can select that the template, but you also can create a new one. Email templates, create a new template. Template name is webinar, and then is invoice, so lead invoices, and then you say I want to make an invoice template. Then you can select it. If you have set up a profile, you select your hoster, and then you can use those tokens. Or actually, I would start with the and then business first name or so, company first name. Please find, attach your latest invoice. Thanks. And then you can say, and then save template. And if you go back to invoicing, invoice settings, and you see here the new template webinar, and now that gets used as email template to send us invoices. What are the other email profiles besides Bluehost? So if you go to email profiles, you can also add a new one, and then select one of those. Most are working pretty easy, but some are a little bit hard to set up. For example, I think I had GoDaddy the other day, and I really couldn't set it up. They have such special requirements, I couldn't get to work. But most, if you click one, for example Gmail, it will automatically give you the SMTP and the port. You only have to enter the email and the password, and you press save. It might be that in the first attempt that is not set up, but once you log in and out in your Gmail account, within 30 minutes, Google will see, okay, this is not spam, and then you send a test email. It might work. Sometimes, a couple of months ago, Gmail was more restricted than at the moment. So I think most you can get it work, but it depends on how much trust Google put in your account and if you have been spammed in the past. When you change the invoice template, does it change for all campaigns or just one? So for each campaign, you can select an invoice template. It can be the same one, or you can create another one. But once you use tokens and you have a nice setup of an email, you need only one, because it fetch those business data, first name, all those information. It fetched in the in the uh, in the email invoice. How are the invoice merged with the emails? Um, the invoice are PDFs, and I don't think you want CSV for your invoices, because you don't want the company have those changed. So does it cover invoices, or are there more questions related to invoices? Okay, looks like this covered invoices. So tonight I want to tell a little bit about email tracking. It's not ready for release yet, but I want to show you how it works and what you can do with it. So let me change screen. Does everybody see again my presentation again? And it shows now the email tracking. And actually I need my questions back, so hopefully I can get that back. I lost my question box. Okay, yes, okay, I got my questions back. So email tracking, how it is set up now, works almost the same as call tracking. Instead now you have a calls overview, but then you have also an emails overview, where you have an overview from all the emails per day, so that's the same. And then when you can see the details from which company, campaign, the date, the email to, the email format, and the subject, and you can tag those emails. And you can also expand on this to read the body of the email. And then once you do that, you can give them another tag to see if they count for a lead or not. So then the next step is that you can go set up the leads filter, the email leads filter. So the same logic, you can say I want to include in the leads certain tags, and you can select I only want to count unique emails. If a customer sent in a form twice, I only want to charge the client one time. Then we come to the emails overview, which is about the same as the calls overview, which goes with a filter to those emails and decide if you need to count those emails as a lead or not. So got some questions in. How much do we charge for generating emails sent to them? So that's a little bit up to yourself. I would charge at least, I think I would charge about the same as a call, but I'm very excited about this feature because it appears that 30% of the website visitors prefers to send an email instead of a call. So I'm very excited about to offer this. So as the call comes in and the files to the form instead of the call, the email will be forwarded as a lead from. So in the form you need to have a feature that you can send the form to multiple emails. So you can and most forms do. So you enter one email goes to the business, the client, and one email goes to call CD. About saying a different color scheme might be good, so not confused with call tracking. Okay. Do you guys, do more people want and have a different color scheme for email tracking and call? Because I think it's a valid question. I wanted to have it simple. Were they filtering out of the form? Yes, if you go back, if I can. So first is emails overview. Same as call overview, we will have an email overview. So the second screen is how I go through those emails, and by now I have set up two filters. One is if they have a special tag and unique emails. And once you have that, you have an overview, an email leads overview, which has filtered all those emails to count them as a lead automatically. But you still have the opportunity to expand on the emails and to give another tag. Yeah, I will, the email tracking, how it really works, I will come back on that. Jack, do you sell any leads to contact with? If yes, do you reference to the page? So I got that question more often. Do you need to tell where they're coming from? As business owner, the only thing what cares is getting more business. They might ask you, where are they coming from? Because they want to know if they are valid leads. And you can mention a couple of sources like SEO, YouTube, Craigslist. So you just mention a couple of sources. You don't need to be specific. Okay, so that answered that question. So in the email, in the invoice setting, we will have a section where we can enter the amount, how much we want to charge for each email lead, and the amount of free leads. So it's the same as call, the same logic, but now for emails. And then it used to be that we only have call leads, but now we have also email leads. So now we can manage and create invoices also for emails. And on the invoice it will show call leads and email leads. So that is how the system is set up and works. We are still beta testing on the tracking, and I don't want to put it out yet, but I guarantee once it's put out, it's very easy to implement. So any questions about those screens that I have shown? So how much does it cost? It will be about the same as numbers. So it will not be that much different. So the logic how it works is about the same, and the cost is about the same, but I haven't decided yet, but this will be about that. That will not be expensive. So I got a couple of questions about Google AdWords keyword tracking. It's a little bit advanced to cover tonight. If it can wait a little bit, then I appreciate to focus on that, because there's only a couple of you guys are doing that. Any other questions I can answer? Do the invoice have a PayPal pay now button? With the, yeah, okay. So let's cover that a little bit, okay? Because it's also advanced. So let's go back to this screen. Then there are a couple of ways how you can have the customer pay. The most common way is that you send the invoice and the customer pays that invoice. But you also have the option that the client pays, that you charge the client but also get paid automatically by the client. So the way to do that is you see on the account, and then you merge an account, and you add that merchant code, because now you become a merchant for that customer, for that client, and you click on add, and then opens a help screen which tells you what to do. So there are three-step process how you set up automatic payment by the client, and there's a PDF which explain you also how to do it, but actually it's our 3 steps. So account, merchant account, add merchant account, and it explains how to do it, and it has a help file here. So Jack, instead of a phone number on my YouTube, I have a phone number and an email. Yeah, I'm not sure if people like to send an email. You can put an email in the video, but also all in the description. I don't think you get too many emails from it, but for sure the phone number I would do, and you can also have a contact email in the description, and even that would help with your amount of revenue you generated. I'm looking for a swipe. I haven't looked in that. Brian, which country are you from? I'm not familiar with swipe, but I will, if you send out Canada, and it was Stripe, okay? So if you send out an email to support@leadtrackerjack.com, I will put it on a to-do list. It will not be soon, but I will look at it when I have more time. Okay, they work for US company as well. Phone numbers are much more convenient for viewers of videos. We need to contact integration. Anyway, yes. If you have call tracking phone number and as option an email opt-in to get the other 30% of the visitors, and my client already gets one of free phone calls, is there a system built in so if my client already gets something for free, well, they would not get bored for free? So in the invoice setting, you have an option, you will have an option, the amount of free calls and amount of free emails. So if you said, okay, I only want to give the calls for free, 2 for free, you enter 2 and you enter 0 for emails, sorry. 0 for emails and 2 for calls, all the way around. Yeah, I would enter in the video description the phone number, because that is what they see. I would have the email in the video itself at the end, contact us, and I would for sure have it in the description. See if I missed some calls, some questions, I mean. So if I miss a question and you think it's relevant what I covered tonight, could you please enter it again? So could you add the option for clients to pay by PayPal button in invoice? Could you add the button for clients to pay by PayPal button in the invoice itself or in the email? Because an invoice is a PDF. in the email. Actually, the email is very flexible, so you can create a template, and in the template you can have your PayPal URL in it. Does that answer your question? Yes, I didn't forget to start recording, so I hope the saving will be good and you have a replay. So about that link, I'm not. If you go to email and email templates, and you go to webinar, do you think a link to PayPal is enough, or does it need to be specific, that link? Does it have a kind of string to it? I think it does. So if I switched an existing phone number that is currently on YouTube to the Tracker Jack phone number, will Google pick up the change and read the ranking video? I don't think a video ranks on a phone number, so it will not change the ranking. But what will change is if a viewer finds the video, they call another number. So I think if you want to get paid for ranking, you definitely want to have a trackers number in the description. If you change the video itself, then the ranking. So if the phone number is in the video itself, you might be able to mark it up. But if not, if that is not possible, you need to start ranking again. But that is why you always want to put a trackers number in the video. Otherwise, it's related to the business. And if they don't want to do business anymore with you, you are stuck. And if you own that video with a trackers number, you can easily send it to another client. Just mention the tags again, please. Are they just a way to exclude non-leads? Tags are in principle to exclude which you want to charge a customer for. So exclude non-leads. Correct. So let me cover one more time the tags, because I got a couple of questions about that. In number managed tags, there are default tags defined, but you can enter new ones and you can also add it. So those are just the things what makes sense to me, but maybe you have other needs. So let's say you want to add another tag and you want to call the follow-up or something, and you want to save them. So now you create a new tag which you can use when you listen to the calls and sign in to that. So that you see now follow-up is now one of the new tags. Now the next thing you can do is go to filter and say, I only want to include certain tags in my invoice. So then that if you choose for that, that requires you that you listen to all the calls, and I typically don't do that, but you can do that. And if you do that, you can select, okay, only those tags I want to call them as leads. And I added one more thing to it. If you go to invoice, I want to make sure that if it has a tag with let's say an answered call, I don't want that my customer get charged for that. So you select that, and the software goes one more time through the leads that those calls or emails not get put on the invoice. So does that make sense? I typically do it a little bit all the way around. I prefer set up a little bit higher time, and then I offer them a couple of free leads. So then I avoid that discussion. Okay, should I count this as a lead or that as a lead, because they have to pay for every lead? They might start a discussion. So that's how I do it. Yes, if the call rolls over to a voicemail, the software will see that as a recording, and if it is less than a certain amount of seconds what you have defined in leads, it will not count as a lead. But if somebody leaves a very long message, then it might count as a lead. So you can set up that lead time a little bit higher if you have a lot of those cases. Yeah, so if you want to play with those tags, you have to listen to the calls, or you want to have somebody else listen to the calls and assign those tags. The software cannot assign by itself the correct tag, but you can set up those tags and assign them. So I think that covers tags. Any other questions? So I don't see new questions anymore coming in. So I want to make sure we stay in contact with Facebook, because that is where I announce what's going on. 1 second please, I was not prepared for that. Put the link from Facebook in the, I think it's very slow. Are there any from you guys not connected with Facebook in the Facebook group from Lead Tracker Jack? Because that is how we announce new steps. It takes because I have GoToWebinar running, it takes a long time to come up with that. So I don't see any so everybody is connected. A URL please. Okay, I see one coming. Try to come up with the URL, but it's taking a long time. Okay, let me see if I can here. See, it's coming up now. If you have a lot of running, the internet connection gets slow. Or Facebook is also slow, yeah. Let's see if, I hope it comes up. Oh, it is even not available at the moment. Sorry, I will send it that thing with a replay then. Let me try one more time. Let's see if I have type it in the chat box. Yeah, I don't know top of my head the URL. If somebody knows, they can type it in the question box. Oh, thank you so much, Richard. I appreciate it. See if I can I copy it? Okay. Thank you, Richard. I appreciate, really appreciate it. So this is the link for the Facebook group, and you really want to stay connected. So that's where I share new updates. and you also, well, I started in the beginning, stay connected with each other, because there are really smart guys in our group. Some are very successful with pay-per-lead and pay-per-call, and they are advanced, and they really can help you guys, and you want to build up your connections. Oh, it's Facebook having, yeah, probably I see that too. Not too often that happen. So I want to thank you all for coming to this call, and then I'm planning to do this every week on this time, to have a training session to go over the software, how to use it, and eventually we will cover how to generate more calls and leads and emails. So thank you everybody for your nice and a lot of questions, and I appreciate your time. No, thank you, Marshall, Chuck, Robert, Kerry, Doc. Thank you for all your nice words. You're welcome, Martin. Thank Brad. I really want to deliver content, so first we want to learn how the system works, and then we will step by step learn how to generate more calls and leads. I will cover everything. Have a good night. Bye. Thank you. Bye.